Hi, this is Stephanie Vo for KYIG-TV News, and I'm here reporting from the 62nd Annual Oklahoma State Youth and Government Conference. On Thursday evening, Youth Governor Libby Wooler started off the banquet and was followed by Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb with a motivational speech. Last night, Youth Governor Libby Wooler warmly welcomed delegates and gave them words of inspiration for the coming weekend.
All of your prepping and packing and practicing over the last 6 months has led up to this weekend. Welcome to the YMCA Oklahoma Youth and Government 62nd State Conference.
Keynote speaker Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb reminded us of Oklahoma's unique and diverse past, while also bringing to our attention that it's quickly rising to the top, which is why we should all remain, or at least return to this beautiful state.
No state can compare or compete with the history and the heritage of Oklahoma. No state.
Thursday evening at dinner, there was a question and answer portion with the gubernatorial candidates, where hard-hitting questions were posed by delegates.
The YMCA core values are caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Which do you represent the most?
Myself as caring.
I would have to go with respect.
After the banquet, everyone got a little bit more acquainted with some icebreakers.
The Icebreaker Social is a time for people from different delegations to get acquainted. After 2 hours of games and dancing, the delegates are ready to take on state.
Hi, this is Taylor Gregory with KYIG-TV, and I'm here with Pablo to ask him what he thinks he's going to get out of this weekend. Pablo?
Well, I think it is a great opportunity to learn, meet new people, and listen to what people have to say and think. So it will be a lot of fun.
I'm really looking forward to getting some confidence out of this weekend, being able to talk in front of people better than I already do, and just to feel better in my own skin.
Great, thank you very much.
On Friday morning, to ask some state legislators some critical questions.
I agree with everything these guys up here are going to say about.
The conference officially began when Youth Governor Libby Wooler gave some inspirational words.
As a great state, we must focus on our development and implementation of new technologies and programs designed to preserve and protect our native landscape.
There were a lot of debatable bills this year, so let's check out two with Hallie.
This year's state conference's legislative branch has presented many controversial and thought-provoking bills. Ashton Martin of Westmore, the creator of House Bill number 36, is proposing the act to prohibit the purchase and usage of tobacco products until 21 years of age. Why do you believe the age should be raised to 21, and how would this affect young Oklahomans?
I believe the age should be raised to 21 because people who are 18 now are in high school and they're influencing the younger generation to use tobacco. And by the 18-year-olds who are seniors in high school, they can go to convenience stores that are nearby, pick up cigarettes, tobacco, and transfer it to all the younger generation. By eliminating that and make it to 21, it would be a lot harder for them to get the tobacco products. Not saying it will eliminate it, but it would be harder.
Another, more controversial topic, Bill number 12, promotes the legalization of recreational marijuana. The creators of this bill, Gassim and Jesse Ike, believe the pros outweigh the cons when dealing with this legislation. So what do you hope to accomplish by legalizing marijuana?
Well, first of all, I think legalizing marijuana would help gain money and prevent from losing money in the state government. I think it would be a huge, by taxing marijuana just like alcohol and tobacco, I think it would be a huge gain for the state government itself.
I believe it would also be a benefit for the people of Oklahoma because they would not be in prison for such a minor offense and have basically their entire lives ruined and have their ability to get a job and vote impeded by the fact that they were arrested for the possession and use of marijuana.
Throughout the Youth and Government program, opinions differ on whether the bill should pass.
That I should do marijuana, and I don't think other people should. And I don't necessarily think it's wrong to legislate my morality because what are laws but our collective morality? So I would vote against any recreational marijuana usage bills.
I believe marijuana should be legalized because they already use it in medicine for doctoral purposes, and plus if people really want to use marijuana, they're going to get it anyway. So if we make it legal, we put a tax on it, and that helps create more money flow for the government.
Controversial topics within the bills are sure to stir up disagreement that will make this year's legislative sessions more interesting. This has been Hallie Berry with KYIG-TV News reporting from the Capitol.
Those are some interesting House bills. I've just received some breaking news that there's a protest out on the Capitol lawn. Let's go check it out.
Hi, I'm Caroline Shepard with KYIG-TV News. This just in, a breaking story. Protesters outside of the Capitol protesting in favor of their Second Amendment rights.
We have become complacent at where we're at. We're complacent. So what we need to do is educate people and show them what's wrong. There's a lot of people that know that something's wrong.
I talked with Ron Cross about his views on gun control and why it's such an important issue.
How do you feel about background checks in order to obtain
I agree and I disagree. Again, it's either right or it's not. Because once they start background checks, Sheriff Mack challenged it in the 90s. It was found to be unconstitutional, I recall, by the Supreme Court. Where do we start? Where do we stop? But the idea of somebody actually carrying a gun to defend themselves, they do not have the right to regulate.
And there you have it. Gun control, the Second Amendment rights. It's a big issue facing our nation today. What's your point of view? This has been Caroline Shepard for KYIG-TV News.
Thanks, Caroline, but I think we should take a break from gun laws. Let's check in with our judicial team to see what this year's case is about.
December 1st, 2011, at Truck Stop Cafe just outside Watonga, a young couple was seen having a dispute. This dispute led to an untimely death of Miss Trudy Doyle. It is still in question whether this case is a murder or suicide. Hi, I'm Taylor Gregory here with KYIG-TV News, and I'm here with Colton Vines. So, Colton, what do you think the stance that the prosecution is going to take on this case will be?
Well, the prosecution is going to try their hardest to just paint John Diamond as a cold-hearted killer and to raise Miss Doyle on a higher level, make her seem like an innocent angel.
Okay, and what do you think the stance that the defense is going to take on this is?
They're probably going to show that it was either an accident or a suicide on the part of Miss Doyle and show that Mr. Diamond was completely irresponsible for that.
Next, let's check out what's going on in the lobbyist branch and the relatively new freshman house.
We just had the wonderful privilege of talking to lobbyist Matthew Whitlock. Hello, I'm Logan Slane, YIG TV News. We're here with Matthew Whitlock at the state capitol. He's a lobbyist. House Bill number 41, concerning the drinking age being lowered to 18. What do you think about that?
Well, we already have types of drinks that actually have just tiny amounts of alcohol in them, and they're legal for anybody to drink just because of the low amount in there. And so I think that going from that to a low point beer at 18 and then finally to the full whatever kind of alcohol you want at 21 is a lot more logical than once you're 21 you can drink as much as you want whenever you want.
Without lobbyists, how would certain laws pass? How would certain laws be vetoed? Lobbyists work for the common good of the state, and they always do what they think is best.
Hi, I'm here with Cameron from Texas, and I just want to know what your view on the freshman house is.
Well, in Texas, we have our own house called the Hyde House, and that's where our freshmen go. And what it allows people with their general same thought process to converse with their own ideas. If you take, say, a lower classman in the Senate, there's a definite difference in the intensity of the debate. So it provides a proper entrance for lower classmen.
The freshman house is a fantastic opportunity for young and upcoming delegates to learn and get acquainted with the rules and ways of the House of Representatives without the pressure of the more experienced delegates being in the room. I was just wondering what your views as an upperclassman on the freshman house is.
I think the freshman house is great because it puts them at a smaller pool and so gets them a little more comfortable, so as they grow into an upperclassman they can become more involved.
As a freshman, what are your opinions and feelings toward the freshman house?
Well, I think it's a really good idea because then this gives us a chance to practice presenting our bills and just working with amendments and motions before we get put in with the more experienced kids.
Awesome. And you like being away from the older group or not?
Kind of do.
Why?
Because they're just so, I don't know what I'm doing, and they do, and I just like being with kind of my peers.
Earlier in the conference, I got to sit down with Brock and Tyler to get to know them a little bit more. Now I'd like to welcome our special guest speakers, Brock Trotter and Tyler Corson.
Hey there, hello, thank you so much. How are you doing?
So last last night's questions were a little controversial. How do you handle pressure?
I think both of us really proved last night that we do extremely well under pressure. I think the delegates really got quite a kick out of seeing exactly how far they could push us, and I think we both replied very honestly and with a lot of integrity, and I think that was a great thing to see from both candidates.
I definitely, everything Brock just said, absolutely for it. He's dead on with that. We talked afterwards, it was nerve-wracking at the beginning, but once we got into it and realized that it's going to be that type of conference, we were dead on and we were okay with it.
What's your biggest motivation?
I'd have to say my biggest motivation is probably getting the chance to help others and try to do everything I can to make this a better group and as best as it can be for a program.
I would address my biggest motivation as just what I think the program's potential is. Texas, for example, has 1,200 plus delegates at conference each and every year. Oklahoma has always shy of 300. I think we have the potential to be a much, much larger state conference. When we were much smaller before 2000. Then Stan Barton, our state director, became state director, and he revitalized the program. We were about to cease to exist. And I just see we've made leaps and bounds, and we can go even further with those.
Tyler, you said you like to help people. How do you help people in everyday life?
In everyday life, and a lot of the time whenever I'll be answering questions, I'll refer to being drum major, and that's really helped me because from simple things like someone asking me, can you move a table, to someone trying to find where they're at on a field or anything like that. It's a simple example, but it's an honest statement that just the little things in life can make the world a difference.
So what do you guys think is the biggest problem facing today's society?
It sounds weird. I may use an example. I'm guessing everyone's heard the phrase, lowered the bar. You know, we lowered the bar. I think society has lowered the bar. We expect less out of our politicians. We expect less out of our economy. We expect less out of ourselves. We expect less out of our moral obligations. And I think that's been a huge strain on who we are as Americans. And I think our generation will revitalize that, partially, I'd say actually wholly, due to the fantastic education I think we receive currently in today.
I completely agree, and with Brock saying lower the bar, I'm going to run with that and say we just, as American citizens and as society as a whole, we need to raise the bar and not just settle for average or really good. We need to settle for as great as we can and the best that we can do as not only just as individuals, as a nation, as the world, just as a society in general. Hopefully at one point working together in harmony.
Thanks guys for coming.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Tyler.
Okay.
So, about that pita bread.
I'm actually going to go to the bakery.
Okay. What's your favorite kind of hummus? Hummus is amazing.
I still feel horrible for Ralph's comments.
At the Greek place we ate at in Texas?
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty hard.
You have to ask me about that.
Well, this has been an awesome 2013 state conference. This has been Stephanie Vo for KYIG-TV News. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next year.